the Florida man from Cigar City Brewing. This is a double India Pale Ale, and I'm also experimenting a little bit. So I'm actually using the Restream website because I wanted to kind of check out some things with it to see how it actually broadcasted if I was going to do it through the live stream feed they had versus going through OBS. And hopefully things are coming through. It looks like I'm live and everything is set up correctly. So if it doesn't, I'll run it back and record it, and then I'll just do an upload from the video. But yeah, Cigar City, as we now get their distribution through the area I'm at here in Northern Kentucky, Cincinnati area. This is one I happened to see a couple weeks ago, decided to pick it up and see what this one was all about. This one is, as I mentioned, a double IPA. It does have a nice date on it as well as 5/17/2020. Today is 6/12, so less than a month. Made at 9/31. Laces out, it says on the bottom of the can. So this one has some nice freshness to it. What is up, Blake's? Cheers, my friend. Good to see you, homie. And what is up, Tunis? Looks live to me, but I'm drunk. So, yeah, I am live, and I'm trying something different using the Restream. So last time I tried to do this with people on here, it kind of got bogged down. So hopefully this is actually working a little bit better now. And we'll get through everything. So yeah, welcome guys. And Blake will be having the Friday Night Throwdown over on his channel at 9 o'clock. So make sure you are set up for Blake TV as well. But let's get this baby into the glass. It does come in at 8.5% ABV. Also 80 IBU on this one. So it's got that high level, but keep in mind, it is a double India Pale Ale. So a lot of times it's not as bitter as what you may think it will be. They raised the malts to get that alcohol kicked up. Hopefully everybody's having a great Friday night. I had to work a little bit later today than usual, so I'm just really getting to my happy hour. And I am ready for a cold one for sure. On the back of the can, it also makes note, unpredictable varieties of hops used in nearly criminal volumes combined to create a bold, citrusy double India Pale Ale brewed to pay tribute to the world's worst superhero, Florida man. And again, if you didn't see the can, there is the can right there as well from Cigar City. Cut that maybe a little bit there. You can see it a little bit better with the glare off of there as well from the camera. Florida man. So not sure how they came up with that name for that beer, but very interesting. Shout out to Rampant. James is in the house. What is going on, my friend? What is happening in your world, buddy? This evening, you big sexy beast. So good to see you, buddy. James, you got to check out some of James' stuff. He's got some great stuff happening over to his channel as well. And then also, Tunis is here. I'm sitting under the awning of my tent preparing for another night of camp. You've been camping a lot lately. I'm kind of jealous of it a little bit. It's nice to get out into nature, I guess. My wife has actually asked about going camping at some point since she's never camped before. So I'm kind of like, you talking about camping or you just talking about going to get a cabin? Because they're totally different things. Blake says hello to Cheers and back to Blake. And Emerson, cheers. Hey, what's going on? Great to see you. I appreciate that. And hopefully you enjoy some of the things coming up here as we discuss and share some of the beers. We got Nick Maxwell Star in the house. Cheers, my friend. Good to see you. Happy Friday. Another good beer channel for you guys to check out as well. If you don't have Maxwell Star, make sure you give him some love. He's up there in Canada rocking it out. And cheers to Emerson and Maxwell. And need to do one of my streams as well sometime. Doing well, they'll just have to have a video call with the job. Yeah, we can definitely do that. I think with us, the weekends might be better. So if we want to do something like Saturday or Sunday, let me know. I've been trying to get connected with Dean over on Dean's Beer Reviews as well because we're on a different time frame. He's in the UK, so he's 5 hours ahead of me. I was just talking to Craig earlier. We've been talking about trying to do some stuff there for his channel, Camp Beer Reviews as well. So yeah, let me know. We can definitely get something set up either way. Come on, bro. I got 2 cots in a fire pit. A cabin isn't camping. That's what I said. That's not camping. That's what I explained to her. I said, that's not camping. That's going to a cabin. Totally different. So the beer itself, take a look at this. Now, the head came out as about a finger of head. It kind of went down to about a half finger. So did dissipate a little bit when I was chatting there. But like a double India Pale Ale, you got that nice orange color on the beer itself. Aroma-wise, Nice fruitiness coming out, more citrus on the notes. Getting a little bit of orange, tangerine. Definitely picking up some of the hops in there as well. As I mentioned, 80 IBU, so they definitely have it packed with some of the bitterness. Getting a little bit of grapefruit in the background as well. But yeah, it is smelling pretty decent of a beer. Cigar City is known for putting out some good stuff. Although I will say, first time I had the High Life, it was below my expectation. It was a good beer, but not as high as a lot of people had that. But let's give this one a sip. That's actually this is a pretty good one here. You get a nice pop in the mouth. You get a nice amount of a citrus tropical type feel. You're getting some of those fruity type notes that are coming off the hops there. I'm getting some orange. I'm getting a little bit of kind of a pineapple type feel. Very flavorful. Goes down the back end rather easily. As I mentioned, the ABV was pushed up, so you added more malt. So it's not as bitter as you would think from the 80 IBUs that are listed. You do have some bitterness there, but I would say more hoppy than bitterness. It is a damn nice brew from Cigar City. I forgot to take a picture of this earlier. Oh, well. Good carbonation. Nice prickling on the tongue from the bubbles. Not really much of an itchiness in the throat like you get on some IPAs where you get that scratchiness in there. This one goes down rather easily. It's got a little bit of a smoothness in there as well. It doesn't get to a point where you consider something like the New England type thing or anything like that, but it's definitely smoother than some of the other double India Pale Ales that I've had out there. And I would say this is actually one of the better ones I think I've had from Cigar City. I like their Medora Brown as a brown ale. I prefer this actually to probably the High Life. I definitely do prefer this one rather than having a High Life as well. This one, for my palate, definitely suits me more. But I would definitely say check that one out. Let's see here. Miss Doubtfire, what is going on? It has been a while. Hopefully everything has been good for you as well. Enjoying a fine brew and a good friend's deck. Listen to you and Pink Floyd cheers. Oh, there you go. That's a nice relaxing night on a Friday night. Throw in a cigar. You're over the top with that already as your kickback. That was funny. I looked on YouTube earlier today when I was taking a break during work, and I saw it was someone that was a younger person, and she was doing a reaction to Pink Floyd, and I'm like, really? Like, that's like a really older song. You're doing a reaction to it? I mean, she was just young. It's the first time I guess she was actually listening to it. But back in my freshman year of college, we used to listen to Pink Floyd all the time, Dark Side of the Moon. I mean, essentially, we went to sleep to it every night. So big love for Pink Floyd out there as well. Tudis had a call, and he said he will actually be right back. Triple B in the house. What is going on, my friend? Another great channel. And check out Miss Doubtfire as well for what Miss Doubtfire is doing on some of the beers. But check out Triple B here. Also, Beer Barbecue Baseball. I like everything they make. I really like the High Life. Florida Man is awesome too. High Life wasn't a bad beer for me. It just wasn't. And I think it's because all the expectations people were telling me about it, it wasn't to the high level that I was expecting. And again, it's all a matter of how many beers you've actually had, right? So as your universe expands and all the different beers, things that you had up here might be now down here. Things you had here might be actually up here when you're looking at them versus other styles. So it's just a matter of an ever expanding thing. And that's the whole fun about getting out and enjoying craft beer. You guys have so much stuff you can do. Jeremy's in the house. What is going on? Cheers, my friend. Good to see you as well. And Jeremy will probably be over there on Blake's Friday Night Throwdown as well. But Jeremy V, check him out. That man gets down on a bad guitar. So you got to check him out. He really rocks out. Has some great stuff on his channel as well. So if you guys don't have Jeremy V, make sure you pick him up. Roswell's is sexy than Roger Waters. Yeah. So I talk deep to you, baby. Let's see here. Thanks, my friend. I hope you're doing great. Very true. Yeah, doing excellent so far. You know, this week feels like it was just such a long week. And the funny thing is, I had a short week. I took off Monday, just wanted to have a break. And then by the end of this week, I'm like, I felt like I worked like 6 days instead of the 4 I actually did. But I'm ready for the weekend. tomorrow we're supposed to have some nice weather, so I may actually do some video tomorrow from out back, having some cigars or something along those lines. So if I do that, I'll post that up so you guys can check that out too. And always like a nice cigar. This is when I get into kind of my cigar season, when the weather is kind of cooling into the evenings. You can kind of kick back and really enjoy one. So hopefully you guys will be around for that if I do kick that off there. There's a be careful, Max Star. That might blow up the internet. Did I miss Maxwell's comment? Oh, I did. Okay. Wonder if you listen to Dark Side of the Moon and one of Rajay's reviews, if they'll sync up. That would that be kind of like bad lip reading or something? Oh man. Let's see here. Hey, TQ, what is going on, brother? Great beer. Hey, Rob, what's going on? Doing well. Hopefully you've been doing well. Been a while since we definitely have spoke to. But yeah, I am digging Florida Man. If you get Cigar City, if you're a double India Pale Ale fan, I would definitely say to pick this up. For me, as I go to put this onto my Untapped, which you can connect with me on Untapped as well, if you have not done so, I'm going to give this one a 4.25 out of 5. I'm really digging it. I'm a huge fan of really good double IPAs, and this one definitely comes through very nicely. Tiki's at Cigar City really fails me. Love what they do in spite of them growing beyond their means. Yeah, I mean, they pushed out their distribution, and it seems like I haven't heard anything about them being affected with some of the stuff happening in the economy, but they did definitely do a stretch. We just had one of our breweries here, Moorline, is actually closing off one of their tap rooms because of everything happening with COVID. So you're hearing some stories out there. I've heard some smaller breweries get hit, but it seems like Cigar City is still doing okay. I know we're still getting their beers coming through nicely. Sometimes the short weeks seem longer. Totally agree. Yeah, especially that first day back, because you get penalized for taking time off, it seems, because you're like loaded up with other work like emails and stuff like that. When people are trying, at least for me, when people are trying to reach me, it's like, why didn't you go to somebody else? You didn't have to go to me, but they want to talk to you. So it's kind of like, well, now I got to play catch up on that too. Blake said cheers to Jeremy as well. Yeah, they definitely, the great stuff they actually do make. And cheers back to Blake. And I'm going to pop off now, having a video with the Japanese guy. Nice. So yeah, so let's catch up on that, James, and we can definitely get something set up to do like a collab video and everything. Take it easy. Looking forward to our next hangout for sure. And thanks for putting me in the new Facebook group that we have there too as well. I've had Highlight and Gayabera. Both were pretty solid. This one sounds decent as well. Yeah, the Gayabera, I've actually had that on draft at one of the places where we go to where they have it there. And it was actually pretty decent. I need to pick up a can of it so I can do a review at some point. Like I said, Highlight's solid. It's just, it was hyped up a lot when people were telling me about it. And I was waiting for like years for Cigar City to show up in this area. So when they finally did, you set a high expectation, If you went in with kind of anything around it, you probably would have been a lot more pleased. So that's how I kind of look at it there. What is going on? Eclectic in the house. Cheers, homie. Good to see you, brother. Eclectic Beer Reactions. Great channel. Make sure you definitely check out Eclectic as well. He'll also most likely be over at Blake's for the Friday Night Throwdown, but he has some great videos on his channel. He does some great reactions there. Also, he is my gaming brother when we throw down on Call of Duty, Modern Warfare, which may end up happening later this evening. We'll see how things play out. And he also does some stuff on his gaming channel, Eclectic Beer Gaming. So sometimes they're listening. You might hear me through his and him through mine because I have the Rajay Beer Gaming or Rajay Gaming now, that we kind of have some fun there as well. So make sure you check out Eclectic, and he has his main base channel, which is Eclectic Beer, where he gets into a lot of the stuff, especially with Tesla and a lot of the technology and things along those lines. Really good stuff. Sorry, but I don't Untapped anymore. Get it 2017. Created bad habits when we started taking versus drinking beer. That is always the danger of Untapped, and you get to a point where you feel like you have to mark everything in. And when we did the Beer Fest earlier this year, it was funny. I had Todd and Shannon up, and Joe came down. Eric was here. No, Joe didn't come down for that. That was just Eric that was here. Joe was down last year. It was kind of like, usually I would go through and I'd mark stuff on Untapped. I was like, I'm not even going to mark it. Like the first time like a Beer Fest in like years, I didn't do it. And it was a lot more fun to not sit there and mark and everything. There are a lot of beers I had that I can't remember offhand, but I know some of the breweries. But, sometimes you just got to live in the moment as well. So don't get too locked into the social aspect, I guess. I definitely get where you're coming from, buddy. Jeremy says, it's up to Eclectic. And what up, Jeremy and Blake? And cheers, EB. And Blake's got to run, smash that like for Rajay. Cheers, everyone. Yeah, he's got to go get the show set up on his channel. So, again, make sure you get Blake TV down. Mr. Alpha, cheers, everyone. Have to go. The needle just got to another brick part one. My friend and I need to close our eyes. And yeah, I bet. All right. Well, thanks for swinging in. It was good to see you, my friend. I need to catch up on some of your videos as well. Make sure you guys don't have Mr. Doubtfire. Check him out. He has some good stuff over there taking place. Just sent you a request over on tap. Excellent. I will get that picked up here as well. And we'll definitely connect. I always like to see what everybody else is drinking out there. And I always say, if there's stuff you're drinking and you want me to check out as well, put a comment in the comment section or let me know here in the chats and stuff like that. Always looking to try some of the other beers that are out there and available. Nick says, I remember Highlight being super hyped around 2012-ish, but drinking them more recently and it tastes like that. What would a classic IPA is what I moved on. Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things where time has kind of caught up with it some. A good beer, it can stand up versus a lot of the other beers in that style without any problem. But it's kind of like, I always relate back to like Newcastle and the brown ale. Time has kind of caught up with it where people don't look at that as much now like they used to. But if it wasn't for that brown ale, we wouldn't have the brown ales we actually have now because that opened up the door here. So it's just one of those things. And again, it's not a terrible beer if you never had High Lot. I definitely recommend you actually try it. It's just, expectations, because so many things have changed in craft beer, kind of put it in a different light for me. Highlight is dated, but I still dig it. Like Love and Pearl Jam's 10, still into the early 2000s. Well, yeah, right? It's still good. You're still going to keep it around. Nothing wrong with a classic. Think of like Sierra Nevada. I still like a nice Sierra Nevada Pale Ale or a Torpedo. And that's really something, just a classic type style out there. So it doesn't really move the needle as much versus some of the other things, but it's still a nice one to have time to time. And Mr. Alf, thanks again. Well, thank you. I appreciate you swinging in and stay safe out there. I look forward to catching up with you soon, my friend. Good analogy. You yeah, so cheers there. Yeah, Uber's always got the good stuff happening. And next time you're in town, my friend, we will definitely, look to catch up for sure if it's after this whole COVID type thing. So I don't know if I told you or not, but the Brazilian steakhouse I sent you to, they had actually closed down last year. It was before the COVID. They just closed down because they couldn't keep up enough business. I know you had a blast there, though. I know you did your damage for sure. And we even got more breweries here now than the last time you were here. So hopefully you're back down this way again, and we will definitely get a chance to catch up. Open the borders, right? Yeah, one thing at a time. But again, if you have not had the Florida Man from Cigar City Brewing, definitely recommend you checking it out. Well worth it, especially if you are a double India Pale Ale fan. But that being said, I was going to get here and make it nice, short, and sweet. I wanted to make sure this actually ran well, which it seems to actually do. I kind of like this whole restream thing. I don't know what your guys' thoughts are. If you let me know if you guys like this as well. It gives you some of the same stuff like StreamYard at your fingertips, I guess. You can actually add 4 people, although last time we added people, it seemed to slow it down. So that's something I haven't tried again yet. But as far as a nice little setup, they got it kind of going here. And the good thing is it allows for so much to be shared out into other areas, which don't let me miss my other people over here over on Facebook. Shout out to James over there as well. He actually tried to hit me there first, and to Eric over there. Cheers, my friend. Good to see you, Eric. I would love to get you back on again. We had a really good talk when, if you guys missed the video I did with Eric, he actually is with Lord Hobo Brewing. We had a blast, I guess about maybe a month and a half ago or so, whenever we had done that live stream. So you're always welcome back, my friend. Always want to hear about more stuff up there. Lord Hobo, a lot of people are enjoying their beers. So I'm sure people would love to find out some of the other stuff you guys are definitely doing. TQ says, I think Cincy, great town, great people. Cheers, bud. Yes, cheers to you as well. And yes, Cincy's got, some stuff going on. It's kind of like that little hidden spot here in the Midwest or so when it comes to beer. But there being said, down below also, if you haven't over here, check out the website, If you want to see more stuff, there's different things on the website that aren't always on the YouTube channel, by the way. I did a podcast with Afro Beer Chick that's on the website there. There's news articles I'll put on the website and other stuff that aren't just for videos. So if you haven't checked out the website, check that out if you want to stay in tune. And of course, the Facebook page is another place that I have a lot of stuff happening where I share different articles from around the beer world, so to speak. That being said, I'm going to wrap this baby up. I'm going to try to jump over there on Blake TV and get a little crazy, see what those guys are up to. But thanks for everybody that tuned in. And I look forward to catching you guys next time. Keep drinking those good craft beers. Remember, there's always time. Get your beer on. Cheers, everybody.